I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where we take closer, more in-depth looks at the coolest and most happening things going on in the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a closer look at Detective Comics issue number 52. Jim Gordon is battling sins from his past in the desert. Will he prevail? Let's hop on in and find out.
So, as the comic opens, we're treated to the continuation of the flashback that ended the previous issue. We see how Jim Gordon and his army buddies took one wrong turn and ended up running afoul of a bunch of sadomasochistic human sacrificing cultists. They killed more than a few in their escape, and because of that, the cultists are now out for blood. Back in the present, Jim's army buddies pull him from the ever-shifting sands. He decides that if they're going to assault the cult base, they're going to need some extra assistance. Luckily, with one tap of his hand, Gordon is able to summon his Batmech suit. Now, you might be wondering, isn't it a little dangerous for Jim Gordon just to be outing his identity as Batman to all of these people? Well, I mean, one, they're his army friends, so he can trust them, and B, no one would believe these guys if they told anyone that Gordon was Batman anyway. The Marines stormed the Temple of Amun-Set, and to their surprise, two of the people who they assumed dead were actually alive. But now is no time for celebrating because blood-crazed cultists start pouring out of the frickin' walls. Batman and the other good guys end up having to fight their way deeper into the inner sanctum, and it's there they meet Amun-Set, the leader of this group, or the god of this group, depending on how you look at that. Set is a mummy, only instead of being wrapped in regular old bandages, he chooses to go one step further by wrapping himself in the flesh of his enemies. Jeez, the Boltons from Game of Thrones look at this guy and think he might be going a little overboard on the whole human skin thing. For some reason, wrapping yourself in the flesh of your enemies also grants Amun-Set amazing strength enough to fight the Batmech one-on-one. Jim stalls the cultists by duking it out with their leader, allowing all the regular Marines a chance to escape. With his back against the wall and no escape, Jim most certainly doesn't want this temple to become his own personal grave, so he does pretty much the only logical thing you could do in this situation. If you can't find an exit, burn it down. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the comic. The soldiers are saved, the sins of the past are put to rest, and Jim goes about informing the loved ones of those who did die. Detective Comics number 52, which will actually end up being the last issue of Detective Comics until DC Rebirth, was an interesting finale to this little two-parter about Jim Gordon's military career. It certainly felt a little rushed in places, a common theme I'm sure we will begin to notice with a lot of these DC 52 books who are forced to finish up their storylines as quickly as possible. We never did learn the history of the cult or what their deal really was outside the fact that they loved cutting off skin and wearing it. This issue was ultimately a nice little swan song for Jim Gordon as Batman, probably not as good as the one they got in the main Batman book, but hey, he got two good send-offs. Who can say they had two good send-offs? Overall, I would feel comfortable giving this book a 7 out of 10, and I'm interested to see what will happen with the series under Tynion when it returns to its original numbering. For those reviews and more, be sure to always keep your eyes peeled to the Cape Joel channel, and if you are interested in the Detective Comics run that was, by all means, feel free to pick up a trade paperback off bookdepository.com. It is no joke my favorite place to pick up trades, and they are very reasonably priced. Plus, every trade you buy through my link down in the description helps me out.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.